Beamy, Evan, 30, assistant manager at mid-sized hardware store called Harborgate Home. 2 floors of lumber, paint, crying toddlers, dads arguing with tape measures like divorce lawyers. Job mostly making sure nobody steals drills, nobody loses a finger. Forklifts don't kiss minivans. Old HR guy Glenn existed somewhere between time clock and printer, talked about W-2s, then vanished. Culture simple: help people fix house, don't upsell into debt, don't be creepy with customers. One Wednesday, group chat lights up. All team meeting 3 p.m., exciting culture news. Everybody assumes new break rule, or no more TikTok on shift. 3 o'clock, we crowd seasonal aisle between fake trees and snow shovels, smell of rubber and coffee. Store manager Eric stands with woman early 30s, sharp bob, blazer that has never met sawdust. Lanyard covered in pins. Tools aren't just for men. Pay women more, housework is work. Name tag says Chelsea Lane, Director of Community and Equity, not just HR, full boss fight title. Eric does short speech about modernizing values, passes her the metaphorical talking chainsaw. Chelsea thanks him with calm therapist voice, says hardware stores are ground zero of casual sexism. Talks about her mom ignored in paint aisles, contractors only addressing dad, women treated as wallets. Says Harborgate will become the first truly feminist hardware experience in our region. Slides appear, stock photos of women holding drills, bullet points like centering non-male DIY journeys. Last slide. Project Gentle Hardware, because construction shouldn't feel like a boys' club. Some women clap, some guys stare at steel-toe boots. Everyone feels incoming migraine. That night, email arrives. Phase 1, quiet advice hours. Policy claims women get steamrolled by unsolicited male expertise in tool aisles. Solution: every day from 4 to 7, male staff cannot start conversations with female customers. We may answer direct questions, but no, can I help you? No, that saw might be too small. List of affected aisles, basically entire store that can maim you. Chelsea calls it our listen window, says sales won't drop because women know what they need. Next evening, I'm in power tools during quiet advice. Middle-aged woman walks in with dead drill in bag, eyes already tired. Stares at wall of 20 nearly identical boxes like exam she never studied for. Instinct says, walk over. Explain which actually lasts longer than one shelf. Rule says shut up. She keeps glancing at me like waiting for opening line that never comes. Finally mutters, whatever, grabs cheapest off-brand garbage corporate forced on us. 3 days later, she's at returns, counter, furious, battery died mid-project, bored almost hit her kid. Chelsea overhears, pulls me aside, asks why I didn't guide her toward empowered choice. Tell her I was literally banned from speaking first. She says, use more non-directive presence. Pretty hard to non-directively fix a drill she already bought. Week later, Phase 2 drops. Introducing the HAR desk. Front of store gets bubblegum pink sign, little counter between lighting and decor. Ask her, women's project desk. Only women may staff it during peak hours. Safe zone for planning without masculine pressure. Men told to redirect any woman with more than a basic question, even if we know answer blindfolded. Tiny issue. Only 3 women on staff actually like tools. Rest focused on registers and candles. First Friday after launch, store packed. Classic pre-weekend panic shopping. Young woman with notebook shows me sketch of deck, asks if we carry proper brackets. Mouth opens to explain exactly which hangers won't collapse under barbecue. Brain remembers rule mid-sentence. Switch to script. For project planning, the Her Desk is the best place. They specialize in this. She dutifully joins line of confused women clutching Pinterest printouts. Décor girl who's never seen a deck recommends generic universal brackets rated for closet shelves, not humans. I hover nearby, knowing it's wrong, but policy says contradicting Her Desk is undermining women's confidence. Chelsea later posts in Slack that Her Desk unleashed women's creativity. I picture deck folding like lawn chair. Phase 3 arrives with 3 paragraphs of theory. Lifting justice, ending gendered heavy work. Claims women did emotional lifting for centuries, so men must stop hogging visible physical effort. New rule: men cannot offer to carry heavy items for women first, must wait until they ask specifically. Script: do you want help, or would you rather manage on your own? Also banned phrases: let me grab that for you, and automatic cart pushing. We sell 80-pound concrete bags, but apparently gravity is now a suggestion from patriarchy. Few days later, tiny woman in late 60s shuffles into garden center during soil sale. Starts muscling huge bags into cart, arms shaking, breathing hard. I'm 5 feet away, every instinct screaming, save her back. Chelsea's poster above hoses screaming, respect capacity. Ask carefully, want a hand, or you're okay on your own? She says, I'm fine, because pride goes for third bag. Grip slips, bag tears, mini landslide of dirt, cart rolls. She falls onto concrete on her backside. Thankfully, no broken bones, just shock and ripped pants, but crowd stares, phones already out. We help her up, file incident report. Safety officer notes staff, delayed intervention due to new lifting protocol. Eric shows report to Chelsea, suggests we maybe allow proactive help for obviously struggling seniors. She says, women won't build strength if men keep jumping in. Like mulch aisle is feminist gym. Phase 4 drifts in on pastel background. Gentle checkout, rebalancing customer experience. Rule: when line has men and women, women must go first whenever reasonable. Sign at registers. Ladies first, literally, men instructed to practice patience and relinquish entitlement. Saturday, 2 dudes with full carts of lumber waiting, woman with tiny basket joins line. Cashier waves her ahead. They shrug. Next woman also waved past. Third time big guy with plywood asks, so I'm just an unpaid statue now. Cashier quotes policy. He mutters about shopping where money is same color, no matter who hands it over. Later review pops up online. Apparently, my time is worthless here, taking business to competitor. Chelsea screenshots it into Slack. Caption: privilege always screams when challenged. Like losing customers is self-care ritual. In middle of all this, corporate sends message, Harborgate is finalist for partnership with TV show Weekend Warriors. Show wants 1 flagship store in region, film weekend builds, feature staff, basically free national advertising. Regional VP personally emails Eric. This could put your location on map. Please make us proud. Chelsea's eyes light up like someone offered her a TED Talk. Immediately pitches Weekend Warriors Women's Edition. Wants cameras to see DIY queens instead of bearded dudes tossing lumber. Producer just wants safe, competent people on screen. Eric just wants not to kill anyone live on cable. Crew visits, picks June Saturday for filming, plans workshops teaching families how to build planter boxes and a small deck. They also request one project expert from our store to talk safety and tools on camera. Everyone points at me or Raoul from Lumber, both walking manuals for things that will break if you cheap out. Chelsea cuts in, says, "We have brilliant women here. It sends wrong message if men hog expert role." Problem: only 2 women willing to talk on camera, Mia from Paint and Jess from Décor. Mia knows stains and rollers, Jess knows throw pillows. Neither loves circular saws. Raoul suggests compromise. We do safety demo. They handle design. Chelsea says, women won't learn by watching men explain again. Week before shoot, she announces visibility guidelines. During filming, male employees in demo area may not directly handle power tools. We may fetch lumber, hold tape, smile in background, but cutting and drilling must be woman-led. Raoul mutters, "Gravity doesn't care about hashtags," gets written up for resisting equity goals. Day before event crew builds simple deck frame in parking lot, leaves saws, drills, boxes of screws, caution tape. Mia quietly admits she's nervous, barely used drill before, asks, what if she messes up on TV? Promise I'll stand right behind camera line, talk her through step by step, rule or no rule. Filming day arrives, parking lot packed, banners, weekend warriors, build like a queen, kids waving tiny hammers. Chelsea marches around with headset and clipboard like low-budget Marvel villain. Announces into mic, "Today, men support from sidelines while women build." Crowd gives confused half clap. First segment, Mia shows family how to drill deck boards. Raoul and I stand behind safety rail holding toolboxes, officially demoted to respectful furniture. Host in flannel asks Mia if she's comfortable with drill. She laughs, "I've watched tutorials." Camera rolls, she starts screw, bit crooked, drill jumps, she panics, squeezes trigger harder, scratches board. Raoul instinctively steps toward her to steady hands. Chelsea grabs his sleeve, hisses, "Do not touch that drill on camera." Mia's shoulders tighten, confidence evaporates like wood dust. Next, she grabs short screws, meant for trim, tries fastening board into joist. Threads barely bite. Deck board wobbles like cheap bar stool. I quietly call, "Use longer screws, 3rd box left." Generator noise and nerves swallow my voice. Kid from audience steps on edge of board. It lifts. Camera guy curses, lunges to drag child back. Host plays it off with joke about real-world surprises. But expression says, our lawyers will hate this footage. Crew calls break, moves crowd away, while safety officer inspects frame. He says, "These fasteners aren't right. Who set this up?" Eyebrows somewhere near hard hat. I admit we rushed prep for filming. Mia apologizes. Chelsea immediately announces, "Men were supposed to handle prep safely." Safety guy squints. "So you block them from using tools on camera, then blame them when it goes sideways." Later, see him talking to producer and host by truck. Hear words, relocate, insurance, and not flagship material. Afternoon session, Jess has to demonstrate cutting fence boards with handsaw, while Raoul and I hold clamps like decorative plants. She's strong but not practiced. Saw jams, line crooked, segment drags, kids drift off toward hot dog stand. By end of day crew thanks us politely, says, "We got some usable B-roll." Tone like doctor, saying, "We removed most of it." Monday morning, Eric gets call from regional VP. We hear half, lots of, "I understand." Yes, safety. Of course, we'll review internal decisions. Afternoon, he assembles everyone again in seasonal aisle courtroom. Reads email from network. They've chosen another harbor gate across town for flagship. Reasons: clearer safety practices, staff with demonstrated tool experience, and no confusion about who's allowed to touch equipment. Last line: your insistence that certain staff avoid tools for reasons unrelated to training raised serious concerns. Heads slowly swivel toward Chelsea. She stiffens, says, "So we lost because men couldn't handle standing back one day." Eric says, "We lost because we benched the people who knew what they were doing and nearly launched a kid through a deck." On speakerphone, legal rep from corporate asks about these visibility guidelines. Chelsea proudly confirms she wrote policy banning men from tools on camera to center women builders. Legal rep says risk team would love copies of any document tying safety roles to gender instead of certification. Room goes quiet, except forklifts beeping in far distance like funeral backing band. Next morning calendar shows leadership and HR review, closed session. Rumor windmill hits overdrive. Regional HR and company lawyer arrive, take Chelsea into office, blinds closed, silhouettes arguing by filing cabinet. Couple hours later, door opens. Chelsea walks out with tote of desk junk and rolled up gentle hardware posters. Drops badge on counter, leaves through contractor exit without looking back. Corporate email follows, lots of phrases like, "Parted ways with Director of Community and Equity effective immediately." States that policies around quiet advice, her desk, lifting, and gender-based assignments are suspended pending legal review. We all pretend not to read it 3 times. Eric gathers staff again, this time voice tired but lighter. Says new rules are old rules, help customers, keep them safe, don't treat anyone like idiot or mascot. Her desk sign comes down, replaced with plain Project Help Desk, staffed by whoever actually knows stuff that hour. Quiet advice. Hours vanish, new poster says, "Ask us anything or just browse, we're here either way." Lifting policy reworked, so we just use eyes and spine, not ideology, to decide when to help. Checkout lines return to ancient system called next person in line, with optional, let people who look exhausted go first. Few weeks later, teaser for Weekend Warriors airs on Breakroom TV. Rival Harborgate appears, their on-camera expert, an older woman contractor with arms like 2x4s. She teaches joist spacing, cuts cleanly on first try. Kids cheer. Nobody nearly falls through deck. We watch in silence, crunching chips, collectively thinking, yep, that's who should have been on our parking lot. Months pass. Store settles back into normal chaos of lost screws and bad paint choices. Mia still helps customers plan projects, now free to tag me when structural questions pop up instead of pretending everything's fine. Older soil bag lady becomes regular. I load her mulch without speech. She laughs, "Thank you, honey. My knees are not a statement." One slow Tuesday, I'm doom-scrolling in empty lumber aisle. Stumble on LinkedIn post shared in some HR group. Headline: I was fired for making hardware safe for women, the backlash against equity. Author photo, obviously Chelsea, arms crossed in front of color-sorted tool wall, martyr halo fully engaged. Skim article, she calls Harborgate hostile bro store where men mocked women and refused to let them build. Says she created gentle reforms, but fragile masculinity sabotaged partnership with national TV show. No mention of wobbling deck, soil spill, angry customers, or legal asking why lifting rules depended on chromosomes. Comments full of Queen, hire her immediately. Someone writes, "We need Project Gentle hardware at our company." Picture some poor assistant manager at different store being told he can't touch saw because he's wrong demographic. Close LinkedIn before blood pressure blows gasket in plumbing aisle. Open anonymous board on phone, green text cursor blinking like exit sign. Start typing. Be me, assistant manager at hardware store. Watched Feminist HR turn tools into props until the customers, the TV show, and eventually her job all walked away. Figure if World wants to copy her experiment, somebody should upload the crash log first.